Hello guys, am I audible? Hello Sanjit, am I audible Sanjit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so guys, this session will be for the BARC and GATE interview preparation. So Mr. Sanjit is there. Sanjit is working in the BARC as a scientific officer, and today Sanjit will share a lot of things related to the BARC exam, interview preparation, and interview for PSUs through GATE. So if you have any questions, then you can ask in the last 10 minutes of the session. This session will be for 40 minutes, and the next session will be tomorrow. So you can ask the remaining questions in the next session, which will be on the tomorrow. Okay, Sanjit, I think we should start now. So you can share BARC related, interview related tips, and anything you have prepared in the docs, you can share by sharing the screen on the Zoom session. So yeah, I think we should.
Yeah. Okay. So, see, first of all, I would like to, I would clarify to doubt that many students have that BRC asks many questions in interview very hard to crack. See, to be very honest with you, I passed out in the year of I passed my BTech in the year of 2021 from IIT, and then I worked at JSW for 6 months, and then I worked at Indian Group of Companies for 1 year, and then I joined BRC in 2023. So this was my third attempt. Like in the first two attempts, I failed in the interview. So today I will be discussing what all mistakes I made in my and how I of the to get ahead of the competitors. So,
Sanjeet, your voice is not clear. I think your network is not as strong. Can you check your network or reconnect from any other Wi-Fi? Because your voice is breaking a lot. Hello, Sanjeet, you are not audible.
hello.
Yes, Sanjeet, now you are audible.
Okay, okay. Yeah, sorry for my network. See, what is most important in BR's interview is don't be, in a perception that the interviewers will ask you questions only from the favorite subjects that they have asked to you. Like they will ask, definitely, they ask more 90% of the candidates. Although in my interview, they never asked what are my favorite subjects, but they do ask you that what are your favorite subjects to most of the students. So first of all, don't be in a perception that if you are preparing only those two very well, your most of the interview questions will be from those two subjects only. Okay, they ask you the two subjects just to to have a positive start in your interview. See, the whole BRC committee, although they are experts from their respective fields, but they are there for selecting you. Okay, like even if you have read a book about a mechanical metallurgy or a physical metallurgy, like they will give you many chances, they will give you many hints even if you are not able to answer a particular question. And once you are saying that, okay, I have read this particular subject, I have read this particular topic, you should be having a basic knowledge from A to Z about that topic. One of the simple example that I would like to share with you, since you all are metallurgists. So we know that we have a material characterization technique called XRD. Okay. So if you say that, okay, I like XRD, would say that, okay, fine. If you are liking these two subjects, so in XRD, right from the beginning of the science of diffraction till the structure factor calculations, you should be able to derive it on the blackboard. At the interview, obviously, they give you chalk and a board, and you have to do all the derivations or explain the concepts there itself. So all I want to say is, if you are saying that, okay, this particular topic that like you are you are confident about this particular topic, all the basic, or let's say the fundamental aspects of that particular topic should be clear about. I have seen many of the candidates, they are saying, okay, phase transformation is my favorite topic. And when it comes to G versus X diagram, they can draw. But the next question, like they ask, suppose they say that draw the G versus X diagram for eutectic system. And next question, they ask to draw the activity versus composition diagram. Now, see, I know those who know how to draw it, it's like very good for them. But those who don't know how to draw activity versus A versus X diagram for a given particular, like those who don't know how to draw activity versus mole fraction diagram for a phase system, it's literally much easier as compared to the G versus X diagram. Okay, now you won't believe, in my second attempt, when I was giving the interview in the year of 2022, they asked me to draw a very simple isomorphous diagram, but in a tricky way. Okay, so they won't ask you to directly draw a eutectic phase diagram that everybody can do, even a second year undergraduate can do. But how they will ask? They will ask in a little bit tricky way. That suppose if a A is, completely insoluble in B, and if A is partially soluble in B. So these type of statements they will give you in order to trick you, so that you like like you know like you should have a clarity. What I mean by saying clarity, by clarity means that even if they are trying to jumble up one or two sentences in the question, you should be you should be able to see through the see through the basic concepts that they are asking. Okay, and let's say suppose if you say that mechanical metallurgy, most of the students they love mechanical metallurgy. So in mechanical metallurgy, what mistakes most of the students do is they read data but they passively read it. See, don't do that. If you think that mechanical metallurgy is a strong aspect of your preparation, or you have your concepts well built in that particular subject, I would like to recommend you that please read Dieter as well as Krishna K. Chawla. Krishna K. Chawla has written a very good book by the name of Mechanical Behavior of Materials. See, for me, I know Dieter is a very good book, but there are certain concepts which I personally feel difficult to understand from that book. So in order to understand those concepts well, I referred Krishna K. Chawla. Um, and second and most important thing when it comes to mechanical metallurgy is in every interview, like literally whatever day you have the interview going on for 7 continuous days or 8 continuous days. So in every day, or in every panel, like the mechanical metallurgy expert will ask you, means Suppose in that day, if 10 students are giving the interview, at least 6 of the students will be asked about either fatigue or creep, or the various mechanical testing methods such as impact testing, hardness testing, and so on. So the point is, why I'm stressing on this fact is because if, like, whatever book you want to refer for mechanical metallurgy, these are the three topics which you should be very, very thorough with. One is you're definitely the mechanical testing methods, another is fatigue, and another one is creep. Now, these three things you should be very, very well thorough with, because there is 70% chance that the mechanical metallurgy expert which is sitting in the panel will ask one out of these three topics to you if you say mechanical metallurgy is your favorite subject. Or otherwise also, they try to touch upon this subject, like they try to touch upon these topics uh, after some time. Some of the few initial questions they will ask that, draw the stress strain curve of forged steel, draw the stress strain curve of rolled steel, and like that they will ask you, and ultimately they will converge their questions to these topics only. See, please don't be misguided when I say only. I'm saying there is a higher probability. Like what my experience of interview had been in all these 3 years of BR's interview in these 3 years. That's what I'm speculating that okay, this trend will follow in this year also. Second is, whenever you talk about thermodynamics, which is what to say, this thermodynamics is a topic which like which I had not prepared well in the first two interviews, but it definitely helped me in the third interview, because that is like going to be thermodynamics is a topic which can fetch you extra marks. Okay, because people, in GATE, people, they solve questions about thermodynamics, but when it comes to concepts, most of the students, including me, like, we lack those concepts. So if you are getting hold of a good book in thermodynamics, be it Abhendra Ghosh or David R. Gaskell or A.B. Lele, all these great authors, they have written the difficult concepts in the most simplest way. So if you are getting hold of these books, please do read it, because thermodynamics is definitely going to fetch you some extra marks over your other competitors. And talking about thermodynamics, and then we have in physical metallurgy, I have seen a trend that right now, many of some, like, the it used not to be the trend in the previous years, but from past 1 or 2 year in physical metallurgy, there have been many questions about the heat treatment also. So what the students generally do, they feel कि अरे यार heat treatment तो आसान सा topic है, इसमें से क्या ही पूछ लेगा. ठीक है. So I mean, please don't go by this ideology. And now they have also started asking questions from heat treatment. And personally, to me, they asked me to draw the Aus tempering and the Mar tempering curves, and they asked me to differentiate the microstructures which will be obtained in these two processes. Okay, so please, although I understand this topic is easy, you can easily prepare these topics. But at the same time, you should remember that don't be in that confidence that okay, fine, if I know this topic, I won't revise it. No, please don't do it. Even if you know the topic, you have got time, please do revise it, because the questions can come from literally very, very easy topics in the interview. And if you are not able to answer those questions, then it will it will uh, provide a negative impact of you on the interview panel, that you are lacking fundamental concepts which you are actually not. It's just that you have not revised, so you are not able to answer. So please do revise even the easiest topics. Okay. And second is, see, there is a less chance that they will ask questions from heat and mass transfer. Generally, here from the metallurgy candidates in BRC interview, heat and mass transfer is usually not asked. But at the same time, you should at least have a basic idea about some of the like say other processes like sintering. Suppose if I say sintering, so you should have an idea that how this heat transfer, is affecting the sintering process, or how this heat transfer phenomena is affecting the casting process, or how it is affecting the welding microstructures. So these all come under the aspects of physical metallurgy. But somehow you should be aware that how these fundamental aspects of heat transfer or the mass transfer, such as diffusion, they are affecting all these manufacturing processes. Okay, questions might be asked from that too. And second is, see, right now, inside BRC, from the past 5 to 6 years, there have been a tremendous work going on extractive metallurgy. So again, like thermodynamics, if you are strong in the concepts of, not all the concepts, but the basic or the fundamental concepts of extractive metallurgy, then that's definitely going to give you an edge over the other candidates. Let me give you an example. See, suppose if I asked you to draw that about zone melting. Okay, so you know that how do like how the zone melting basically takes place, or the zone refining. I'm sorry, the zone refining process takes place. So see, in the zone refining process, the basic fundamental is clear that okay, impurities are more soluble in liquid state. But can you explain this particular phenomena of segregation using the phase diagram? Can you explain it? If you are able to do so, then fine. That your fundamental concepts in extractive metallurgy are bit clear over many other candidates. Because in extract, most of the candidates ignore extractive metallurgy during their interview preparation. This thing you should avoid. This was the mistake that I did in my first two attempts. So I would request you, all the candidates, to please do not what to say please do not leave extractive metallurgy. Prepare extractive metallurgy if you have time, and if you have interest in extractive metallurgy, then uh, please do read all the basic concepts of the iron and steel making. And by the basic concepts, I do not mean only reduction smelting technique. You should also be thorough with the sponge iron making, and with the what to say with the all the ongoing research about new reduction smelting techniques, such as electric arc furnace and all those things. Okay, second is, even if in extractive metallurgy, I would like to share with you one of the questions which was asked to me, that inside the blast furnace, you need to you need to draw the aerodynamics. Now once you hear the word, ऐसा लगता है अरे यार एरोडायनेमिक्स कैसे बना दूं यार मैं, मतलब ये तो बड़ा मुश्किल है यार ब्लास्ट फर्नेस का एरोडायनेमिक्स. सी, even if you are not knowing the complete answer, even if you are able to show the path of how the gases are distributed, or how the cohesive zone is getting formed, or where the primary slag starts forming, where the Bosch slag starts forming, where the Herth slag starts forming, how the sulfur content is building up, or how the silicon content profile is present inside the blast furnace. Even if these things you are able to draw now, like they will have, the interview panel will get an impression that you have read the concepts well, and that will again fetch you some extra marks over the other candidates. See why I'm saying all this now, because I know all of you students are capable of cracking the BR's interview, literally all. It's just that how you approach the questions asked to you by the panel members. There is no student which I would say that, okay, he is not capable or that student is capable. No, please, please take this, please um, have this statement as a takeaway from this session, that each and every student who has cleared the written examination or who is appearing for the interview through his or her GATE score is capable of clearing this interview. It's just that how you approach the questions asked to you. So these are some of the things, some of my experiences which that I have shared with you regarding BR's interview. And second is regarding PSU interview. See, in PSUs, na, they literally, because I will be very frank with you, PSU के इंटरव्यू पैनल पे जो बैठे रहता है ना, वो खुद 50 या 55 साल के लोग रहते हैं, तो उनमें नॉलेज तो बहुत होता है, बट अगेन see, they have take, let's say, past um, um, 20, 25 or 30 years back. So, okay, so don't expect very, very difficult questions from that. They will ask you the basic questions. Suppose if I share my experience from the NALCO interview, in NALCO, they asked me about, obviously, about the aluminium or the uses of aluminium or the various aluminium alloys. Okay, and also they asked me some of the important concepts regarding welding, like explain the welding microstructure, or let's say what are the different configurations of welding joint. Okay, so these practical aspects gives you an edge over the other candidates when it comes to PSUs. But when it comes to interviews regarding research organizations like BRC or DRDO, I would say that the important thing is that you should be you should be thorough with whatever book you are reading. Suppose you have read DA Porter and Easterling. So if somebody asks you to draw what is sphenoidal decomposition on the blackboard with a schematic diagram, you should be able to describe it. Or suppose if I say that how the cubic law in precipitate coarsening process came from, I won't expect you to give the whole derivation, but I would say that you should have an idea that where that term of R cube is coming. ठीक है, उतना अगर आप उनको समझा दोगे ना, they are more than happy. Which literally, I'm saying you very honestly, वो most of the students को नहीं आता है वहां पे. ठीक है, तो whatever book you are reading, it's your wish, but read it, like read each and every line very, very thoroughly. कहीं भी आपको डाउट होता है, कोई बात नहीं, आजकल गूगल में सब मिलता है, आप उस पर्टिकुलर वर्ड को, उस पर्टिकुलर लाइन को सर्च करो. बट अंटिल एंड अनलेस यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट कि आप बिना देखे उस कॉन्सेप्ट को एक पेपर पे लिख सकते हो, या आप आंख बंद करके उस पूरे कॉन्सेप्ट को अपने दिमाग में मैप कर सकते हो. हाँ, ओके, सॉरी. So until and unless you are confident enough that you can map out the whole concept or the whole flow sheet in your mind or write it in a piece of a paper, definitely you can do the exact copy of that. You can do the exact copy of whatever things you have mapped out before the interview at the interview spot as well. लेकिन उसके, see, for that it is important that whatever book you are reading, please go through each and every line of it. Suppose even if you're reading about dislocations, you should be very clear about this thing, that why inside a crystal edge dislocations will have more strain energy as compared to screw dislocations. I know it comes from the formula, but the point is, what's the basic reason? How the atoms are arranged in case of an edge dislocation, or how the atoms are arranged in case of a screw dislocation. If you are able to explain from that fundamental aspect, Like there is a 200% chance that you will be clearing the interview. Okay. Um, so I guess this was all from my side today. Um, if any of you guys have any questions, please do ask. So like how many of you are giving BR's interview this time? You can unmute and say, or you can type in the chat box as you are comfortable.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, this year I'll be appearing and it would be my first attempt. So, sir, I had
Ha.
this doubt. Like, currently we are doing our final year project. So, do they ask questions from that also?
No. In final, see, it's your BTech, right? Not your MTech.
Yes, sir, BTech final year.
So if it would have been your MTech thesis, then they would definitely ask you many questions from that. But if it's from BTech final year project, then they might ask you about it, but don't expect them to go too deep in it.
Okay,
ठीक है?
sir.
So
Hmm.
yeah. Mm.
Thank you, sir.
And any other doubts if you have? But like, how many of you are appearing for BR's interview this time? Please. या सब इंटरव्यू की तैयारी कर रहे हैं कोई सेशन में आया नहीं है लग रहा है क्या okay so Suraj acha why edge dislocation has more energy see in edge dislocation na if you see the atomic arrangements you would see that there is a whole half plane which is missing है ना and that whole half plane which is missing in the transverse direction you can you know like you can what to say you can make out from it that definitely if I compare it with the atomic positions in case of a screw dislocation in an edge dislocation the whole half plane of atom which is missing it is definitely contributing to the more strain energy. I know in the formula you have that 1 minus mu square in the denominator that where mu is the Poisson's ratio. GB sorry, I'm not able to recollect it. GB square by 4 pi into 1 minus mu square into ln r by r naught, where r naught is the radius of the core of the dislocation. Okay, so although you are having that factor of 1 minus mu square in the denominator, but if you want to physically imagine it, you can say that the whole half plane is missing in case of an edge dislocation, which is not the case for a screw. Okay, so like that, you can easily make out. And again, if I ask some of you guys that why edge dislocation has more velocity than screw dislocation? Anybody? It's just a fun chat. I'm not taking the interview. Ah, come on, any of you. Why edge dislocation has more velocity than screw dislocations? Okay, you find out. It's given in any physical metallurgy book. Either it is Reed Hill or uh, because it doesn't form jog. But see, Suraj, jog is okay. You can answer it like this, but again, jog is something which is formed by the yeah, exactly, yes, what Ashutosh said is correct, but again referring to Suraj answer, see jog is something which is formed by the interaction of the dislocations. Suppose in a given plane, in a given slip plane, if I have a single edge dislocation, in another slip plane, if I have a single screw dislocation, then edge dislocation will have a greater velocity. The reason is what Ashutosh had answered, that yes, its strain energy is more. So definitely that that Orovan's equation, right? That velocity is related to the strain energy. Epsilon dot is equal to rho BV. So you can relate it from there. Okay. Anyways, these are just some of the questions. Yeah, correct, Ashutosh. Yes, very good. So Ashutosh, you are appearing for BARC interview this time? Okay. So like, may I know that what you are doing now exactly? Like, are you a student or you are working somewhere? Acha, you're a student. Okay. Final year. Good. Very good. Yeah. Okay, so good. Your preparations are going on well, but again, like, don't lose the momentum. Do it like the way you are doing. And so Anand Kumar, okay. So for yeah, Anand, I will get back to your question. First, okay, Suraj is asking, sir, proof important hai? See, if you think that you can prove it, then only go to the blackboard. But if you're not confident about the proof, then simply say in the interview that no, sir, I'm not sure about the derivation. Okay, means please don't do the half work. The BRC interview panel doesn't like half work. So if you know the proof, if you can derive it, definitely go to the blackboard. But as such, the concepts are important. Until and unless it's a very fundamental derivation, they don't expect you to remember it. Okay, so it's okay if you don't know the proof, it's okay. Sir, can you refer the books for physical, mechanical, and thermodynamics? See, for physical metallurgy, Vijendra Singh and Reid Hill will do will cover all your basic concepts. But again, in physical metallurgy, like for corrosion, I would say that please refer to the great Kalul Mandal sir lectures, because Kalul Mandal sir has many friends inside BARC, and he is the, as you know, he is the ex HOD of Material Science Department of IIT Kanpur. So again, that's not important, but the point is, like, for corrosion, you can refer to Kalol Mandal sir's lectures at NPTEL. And for phase transformation, again, this DA Porterling book will be more than enough. है ना? Or you can even refer to the solid state phase transformations of V. Raghavan. But what I personally felt is the V. Raghavan book is not that much descriptive as compared to the DA Porterling book. So if you are preparing for the interview, please refer to DA Porter and Easterling book only. Okay, so one of the okay, yes, I know you guys have many questions. Yeah, I missed one of the questions of Anand. Sir, any tips to crack placement in BTech? Okay, see, in BTech now, what my personal experience says that don't try to show that you know many concepts. Okay, if you try to show now that you know many concepts, they will feel like कि अरे ये तो अच्छा बच्चा है, ये तो हमें 1-2 साल बाद छोड़ देगा, ये टिकने वाला नहीं है. ठीक है? So in BTech interview, just try to be a good student, but not an excellent student. I hope you understand what I mean to say. Okay.
Sanjit,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yes, sir.
yeah, 40-minute session has been completed. So the Zoom session will